Hi, Randy. Can you hear me? Oh, good. I'm just going to do a little intro and then I'll bring you right on. Hello, everybody. We are live here. It is time for Beer with Claude. And I got to tell you something. I just came. I've been outside skiing. I'm in Winter Park, Colorado. I've been outside skiing all day today. Came in, took a 30-second shower. Boom. And man, I'll be honest with you. I could lay down right now and take a nap. But just a good day of skiing. Colorado, blue sky, and a whole bunch of snow. And we're gonna have one of my favorite beers today because it is beer with Arrogant Bastard. I think I can relate to this title. Anyway, we got my buddy Randy on here. Hello, Randy. Oh, Modelo, good beer, good Mexican beer.
Yeah.
I like the Mexican beers.
It's pretty good. I've got this one and another one. The same brand. I haven't tried it yet.
What's the other one? There's another. Corona is very good also. Dos Equis is good too. Alex, what are you drinking?
Oh, I haven't gotten my drink yet.
I'm sorry. This is Beer with Claude.
Oh, sorry.
You don't mind.
I haven't joined in a while. I forgot how it worked.
Okay, this is Beer with Claude. Even Jessica has a drink. Right?
Oh, I forgot my drink.
Oh, so, okay. I'm not the only one.
Oh, Beer with Claude. Now, come on.
I know. Okay, I'm gonna take you up on your. Yeah. What have we got there?
Hold on,
I do enjoy a
second.
drink.
I'll grab my beer.
Absolutely.
Hold on, one at a time. This is guys, a little picture of a devil on here. I love the label here. I don't know if they have it on the bottle, and it usually says, "You're not worthy of our beer." I love the reverse negative marketing on this. Let's like alcohol on this puppy. Made in the USA in beautiful Escondido, California. Yay!
Nice.
On this, so we're gonna have a pour here. I've been skiing all day.
I'm gonna get myself a drink. Hold on a second.
You get yourself,
right back.
You get yourself a drink.
I don't know if you guys know Pizza Port.
What is that?
Pizza Port.
Oh, pizza. Yeah, that's
Pizza
right.
Port Brewery. Yeah.
Yeah.
They have in different places in San Diego.
Oh, look at that foam. Woo! Look at that baby. Oh, what a great smell. Do you ever smell your beer before you drink it?
Yeah, and often afterwards.
Pizza Port is a great beer. Pizza Port is by, tell me if I'm wrong, isn't that by Swami's and it's by Solana Beach there?
Yeah, Solana Beach.
Yeah. Have you ever gone? There's a gigantic Buddhist temple and garden over there.
Okay.
Have you ever gone over there? It's beautiful, and anybody can walk in. It's unbelievable. What do we have there? Vodka soda. Oh, that sounds good.
I know.
Cheers. Let's go around. I want to hear what everybody's drinking and what it's like there. Randy, Modelo. That is a good Mexican lager.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, it's a nice beer. Not a lot of aftertaste and bite to it. Pretty smooth.
Yeah. Is it like a Budweiser on steroids, or is it a little bit better than a
little bit better?
Oh, look at the head on that beer. Does anyone like to drink Guinness? That's my question.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Okay.
I've been to the Guinness factory in Dublin.
Oh, wow. How cool.
I got a funny story. So we're there. I'm with my daughter. We're taking the tour. It's like 10 in the morning. They have school. We saw a bunch of little kids on a school tour to the beer factory.
You're kidding.
Well, it's Ireland. Okay, I'm not gonna.
That's true. It's so true.
You know, I don't want to stereotype the Irish here. I'm married to an Irish girl, but
the Europeans have a much different attitude towards beer than we do.
In France,
that is a kiddie drink for them.
It's so true. Like in France, everyone has wine at the dinner table. Everybody, the kids, the parents, the grandparents, everyone, and they live longer.
The babies.
And I think because they do drink the wine, keeps them relaxed, right? They don't stress.
When my daughter and I and my wife were in Dublin, and 10 o'clock in the morning, and they give you a free drink if you take the tour, and you go up to the top of the tower there. And I'll tell you what, fresh Guinness on the tap. It's not the same thing like it's in the bottle. I mean, there's a whole different taste and flavor to it. Absolutely. Mr. Kennedy has joined us. Speaking of famous Irishmen, you gotta have an Irish something in your family with a name like Kennedy. You got to.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I found out I'm 24% Irish or 23% Irish recently when I did my DNA.
One of my fondest memories of when I was raised by two European parents. So, when they had a little schnapps or wine on the table, I could get a little sip, or they'd mix it with some soda water or something like that. But I remember very fondly sitting on the kitchen table in New York City in the summer. It's 95, hot and humid. And my mother did what any good German Dutch woman would do. She opened up a can of Rheingold and she shared it with me. I was like 7 years old, 8 years old. I still remember that moment. Isn't it funny the things you remember? Sharing a beer with your mom, little kid,
Nice.
And here I am today. Alex, we didn't give you a chance. Tell us about you're drinking a great beer, Swami's, right? From our Pizza Port, excuse me.
It's called Chronic Ale. It's an amber ale.
Can you hold it up to the camera there? It's got a picture of the beach there, Solana Beach, doesn't
Solana
it?
Beach.
Oh.
Yeah. Pizza Port has the best cans. And I think, tell me if I'm wrong, Alex, I think they have a really good restaurant brewery right by the beach there in Solana Beach.
Yeah. It's a pizza place, but it's good pizza, good salads and wings.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
That was the original Pizza Port.
Yes.
That was a good one. Yeah.
I'm drinking an Arrogant Bastard Ale from Stone Brewery up in Escondido. Very, really beautiful. Have you some of these breweries in California? They're beautiful. I mean, they're multi-million-dollar buildings, and they have really great food in them and everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's hear. Let Jessica tell us what you got an unusual drink there. You have an absolute vodka. You have one of those new seltzer drinks, don't you?
Yeah, I'm actually staying with a friend. I'm in California right now in San Diego for a couple of weeks on business and medical things. So this is, something that's in the cupboard, and I grabbed it and thought I'd give it a try, seeing as you guys were all.
Is it refreshing, or is it really strong vodka taste?
No, it's a light one.
Don't you have to mix it with ice?
Just a hint of. I don't even know the percent of alcohol on this. It's a nice taste though, and when you don't want to have too much, because I am going to be driving later, so now in the afternoon, 3 o'clock here in Pacific time, so. Just a little bit of a hint of alcohol.
I would have that. Alex said it over ice and squeeze a fresh lime.
Yeah.
Into it.
Yeah, and it's got a hint of lime and cucumber in it too, so it's kind of got a nice fresh. It's good, really good.
I haven't
it's
tried.
Kind of like a low calorie, low alcohol cocktail.
Good. Well, okay, Mr. Kennedy, hold up your drink there. This is Beer with Claude Saturday.
Actually, I'm drinking coffee. Okay. And I left it in the other room, so I'm being boring today, I guess.
I saw something kind of unique in this supermarket. Safeway sells beer here in Colorado, and it's Pabst Blue Ribbon actually has a coffee beer now. It comes in a 4-pack.
Have you tried it?
No, I'm going to though.
Interesting.
I try these beers. I love all beers except for one. I had it live on camera, I think a year ago. Belching Beaver peanut butter chocolate beer.
Oh.
It's actually called Belching Beaver. It was the worst beer I've ever had in my life.
That sounds like it.
It doesn't sound appetizing.
Yeah.
Or at least you could say you tried it.
Yeah, at least I try. I'll tell you one of my favorite beers. You guys are going to laugh. Budweiser Light with lime.
Oh.
I think it's the most, just a refreshing. It's a nice beer. It's It's not a heavy duty beer, but the lime with the beer is very good.
Now they do that in Britain a lot, lager and lime.
Yeah, I love a little shot of lime into some beers, like a light American beer, a Budweiser or Miller High Life or something. I'd love a lime twist. Corona is in San Diego. You won't order a bottle of Corona, you get a lime on top automatically. They don't even ask you. You just get a lime on there, right?
Yeah.
From my San Diego. The one beer I'm scared to try, but I'm going to try it. It's very popular. It's one of the Mexican beers. Help me out. It's got a salsa or tomato sauce in it and hot sauce.
Oh,
does anyone know? What's it called? Help me, Alex.
Michelada.
Michelada. Tell me, have you ever had one, Alex?
Oh, all the time. Oh, I love it.
Tell me, I'm scared to try it because what's it like?
I mean, you could use my beer, put some Clamato sauce in it, some hot sauce, and lots of lemon. And people mix different things on there. There's actually a what's it called? Netflix show right now, and it'll show you how to make it.
Oh,
like Mexican something.
So it's beer with clam juice, a lemon, hot sauce, or lime.
Yeah. Sometimes you put Worcestershire sauce in it, and pepper, salt.
Sounds like a beer Bloody Mary, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's kind of like similar to a Bloody Mary, but you put beer in it.
What about the clam taste? I love clams, but clams and beer, I don't know. I mean, I like them separately.
If you want extra clammy, you could toss some shrimps, or you can toss some clams in it.
I think you're selling, in the Safeway, because we have a lot of Mexican people in construction up here in Colorado. There's like 5 different brands of that Michelada. They call it different names now. Budweiser has one.
Yep.
All the companies make it now.
Yep.
It's getting very popular, and I've never had one before. Next week, I'll bring a can, okay?
All right. See if you like it.
You bring a can, I'll bring a can, okay?
Well, I like to make my own.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, fun.
That is interesting.
We'll have to have a beer brewing.
My neck of the woods, we don't get that exotic.
What was that, Randy?
I say in my neck of the woods, we don't get that exotic. If you go out for a beer, you're generally offered either a Pabst Blue Ribbon or a PBR, your choice.
I gotta tell you something. I like PBR. I like cheaper. I like Miller High Life. I like PBR.
Yeah.
I like just a good
Miller Light. Miller Light's big around here. Bud Light, Miller Light, PBR.
No.
You have to go to the store.
Where are you located?
Stop at the gas station.
What city and state are you in there?
I am in Comer, Georgia. I'm just outside of Athens, Georgia, which is about 70 miles northeast of Atlanta, Georgia.
Okay.
It's I believe it's about 10 miles to the nearest stoplight from where I live.
The nearest stoplight?
To the nearest stoplight. Yeah,
wow.
I think there's 2 stop signs between here and the nearest stoplight.
Wow.
And it's probably 10 miles away.
All
I
right.
got my yard shit my guns, all of them.
I got to tell you, I spent
Nobody
6
would
months.
turn a hair.
I spent 6 months in Pinehurst, North Carolina, and I learned something because I like beer. And the best beer I found was in the little gas stations.
Yeah.
Okay, these little gas stations, they had gigantic refrigerators in the back. Just
Beer caves.
Yeah,
They have beer caves. I saw one today that had a beer with 14% alcohol.
Oh, wow.
that's really not even a beer. That's malt liquor, isn't it?
Malt liquor.
I don't know what it was, but I was scared to try it, so I just got me a Modelo instead.
So
What's
how are you
the weather
guys,
like there right now? What's the weather? Is it, if you got snow? I don't know how far.
Yesterday, there was almost an 1/8 of an inch of snow on the ground.
Wow.
Of course, it melted off by 9 o'clock this morning, but it's been in the 30s pretty much all day, and it's going to be down in the 20s during the night next week.
Oh wow, that's cold.
So how do you get your
For us, it
Mexican
is,
beer,
yeah.
Randy?
Huh?
How do you get your Mexican beer? You import it?
Man, you have any idea how many Mexicans we have around here doing construction and flooring and everything? All the crews I work with are Mexican.
Yeah.
Wow.
And how many of them are legal? I don't know, but I know we've got one of the guys I work with, Rodrigo's been working with us over 20 years.
Wow.
They're great.
You know, I like Mexicans, man. These guys come in, they do good work, they work hard, they take pride in their work. I got no problem with them at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, me either.
We're seeing that in Colorado here. We're having a construction boom like you cannot believe.
We are too.
And I run past the construction site, and I think I'm in California again because I hear the Mexican music and everything again, and I love it. You know, it's like crossing over the border. It's wonderful, and we all of a sudden we have really good Mexican restaurants with make the fajitas. You guys like fajitas with shrimp and all that stuff on them?
So good, and the
Oh,
salsa.
it's so good, and
Salsa's like a superfood too, because all the vitamins in there, the cilantro, the tomatoes, onions, it's really good for you.
I like hot food, and to me,
Yeah.
when you get a fajita and it's coming sizzling to your table with the shrimp and the beef and all the different vegetables, you know, and you get a nice fresh warm tortilla shell. I mean,
Yeah.
that's good food, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we've got real authentic Mexican restaurants around here all over the place. It's real easy to get authentic Mexican food. You go in and, you know, there'll be a crew of 4 or 5 guys sitting there all speaking Spanish.
Yeah.
You know, so.
¿Dónde está la cuarto de baño? Una cerveza, por favor. Una margarita sin sal. Where's the bathroom? Give me a beer. Give me a margarita without salt. That's all I need to know in any language, right?
Oh, don't forget, don't die un besito, precioso. Give me a little kiss, precious.
Un beso, por favor. Alex, you speak it fluently, right? How's our Spanish tonight?
Oh yeah, I'll give you A+.
Yeah. Give us a G. Give us a G for gringo.
All right.
What we try. We're seeing is seriously so much construction here. I have another this was a sleepy little ski town, and the developers are coming in, and one developer bought a ton of land, undeveloped land. He's putting in the sewer system, trails, the electrical, everything, and he has like 3 different sections. 2 of them are sold out already. I've never seen things sell so fast, pre-built, sold. And I've talked about a friend of mine. She bought a house, a small house, a 3-bedroom, 1.5, 2-bathroom place, small place. She paid about $550 for it. She sold it almost double, $960,000 3 years later.
Wow.
I mean, that's amazing. Hey, long as we're talking about real estate, Carrie, you got to share your Airbnb story with everybody. I don't know did we talk about that last Saturday? I don't know.
No. What do you want to know? And do you have a picture of the house?
No, I do not. I'm totally unprepared tonight. I came in, I took a 30-second shower, and I rushed to the computer to meet you guys tonight. I really. If I laid down I got a futon in my outer office here. If I laid down on that, you'd be doing the show by yourself right now. That's it. Skiing, nothing tires me out like skiing. But if you don't mind, Carrie, sharing, I love what you're doing with the Airbnb on the one property. Would you mind just sharing that story with everybody?
Sure. It's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath with a loft. We bought it about a year and a half ago. And it's kind of our / Airbnb primary residence, because we go back and forth. So we're getting probably $4,000 to $5,000 a month. I mean, it's booked.
Whoa. You got to smile when you say something like that. That's good. One property, 4,000 to 5,000 a month. Is it that's a lot of, I mean, is your,
That's a living.
that's your own social security program, man.
No,
Is
I
that
mean,
what you net on it, or is that your overall profit?
that's the gross. We probably net between probably 25 and 3,000.
Okay.
You know, it just depends on like the nightly rate and how long they stay. But you know, we're averaging between probably 115 to 210 a night.
Oh, that's
You know,
good.
and you know, we do a 2-night minimum. They pay the cleaning fee, and
Okay.
then Airbnb takes their cut, which is about 3% of the gross, which isn't too bad
What's
because.
the draw in your area that brings them in?
Say again.
What's the draw in the area that brings them in?
Well, in this particular area in Boone, North Carolina, it's skiing, it's zip lining. What else? It's just a very touristy place.
Do you have a hunting season there?
Say again.
A hunting and fishing season out there?
Yep. Yeah, you know, but mostly the big draw right now, since it's winter, it's, you know, it's the skiing, snowboarding, you know, trails, and they have all kind of things like that, gym mining, and you know, a lot of different things for the kids.
I could get I could get $5,000 for 1 week on President's Week or Christmas Week. $5,000 for 1 week for this house.
Yeah,
Wow.
let me ask this about the Airbnb. How do you like it? Because where I live, I'm outside of Athens, and University of Georgia Bulldogs fans are fanatical. I mean, we just became national champions.
Right.
I could probably play the year's rent for just renting out the 6 or 8 home games.
Oh yeah, because Appalachian State University is in Boone, and a lot of times if we're not getting the skiers, we're getting the people coming in to see the game, graduation, whatever, you know, because it's a college town plus the skiing.
Yeah, we're a college town. We don't have a lot of outside attractions, but we got the Georgia Bulldogs, and
right. You just got to figure out the weekends of the home games and just, you know, set your rates, you know, depending on what people are paying, and they'll come and they'll pay.
I have a question, because I use Airbnb when I go to big cities now, rather than these overpriced, dirty hotels. I love Airbnbs. Big fan. Who manages it for you? Someone's got to meet the people, show them how to turn on the heat and stuff like that. How do you do that?
It's pretty much Airbnb takes all the money, pays all the taxes. They send me my cut, and we just pretty much have got to worry about the cleaning. You know, we have 2 or 3 cleaners that we use, and it's pretty much, it runs itself. Okay. unless they're
Airbnb does all the bookings and everything for you.
Yes.
So it's all hands off. All you got to do is you bought it. Now you just reap the benefits.
Because they'll do a booking. They'll pay Airbnb. They'll take the booking fee. They'll take the cleaning fee, and then they'll pay the taxes. And then probably the second day that they're there, they'll send me my cut, and it goes right into my account.
When Claudia and I go to, our daughter used to live in New York City. She's in LA now, but we used to visit her a couple times a year. And and she was downtown, and she works for Apple, and she was in theater. And so, you know, downtown in the 40s, 50s, 60s in New York City, Manhattan, you know, hotels, they started, a decent hotel, a Marriott, a Hilton, they started $400 to $600 a night.
Gosh.
Okay. And the taxes, and then they have tax on top of, they have all the, I want to use the word, I want to say BS, the real word. It's all these garbage taxes on top of it. Then just getting through the gauntlet of all the people, you know, they want to take your luggage and everything. And, right. You know, I travel very light. And, you know, by the time you're done, it's a very expensive proposition. And the rooms are embarrassingly small. Mm-hmm. Okay. And I don't think they're the cleanest rooms I've ever seen. and a lot of, except for maybe the Plaza. That's beautiful. But when you're talking about the Plaza, you're talking $800 to $1,500 a night for a hotel room for one night. Okay. And so we started doing Airbnb, and I would get these beautiful apartments for $350 to $500 a night. We had one apartment. It was a 2-story apartment with a rooftop. We could go on the rooftop and do barbecues and everything. And they had a stock bar for us. And in the refrigerator, they had fresh fruit and yogurt and everything. And it was such a bargain, you know. I mean, it was unbelievably clean because people give reviews on it.
Oh yeah.
And you check these reviews. In fact, Kerry, can you talk about the reviews and how important they are for you're doing obviously something right?
Right. I mean, the reviews are very, very important, because if you have a bad review, they're not going to book you, and then you're not going to get the highest nightly rate that you can get. I mean, they're very, very important. You know, they'll just go on to the next listing.
I tell you what, the thing that's the most important to me, I want a clean place. I want clean. And how many people here have traveled in Europe? I mean, if you go to Germany, Holland, Belgium, tell me if I'm wrong. I have never had a dirty room in Europe. They are the most clean. I don't know. It's something. There's a different standard there. Tell me if I'm full of it. But
in Greece, it's not as good. Greece is not as
France is bad.
clean. Yeah.
We stayed at
where you go. Switzerland and all those countries are really clean.
Yeah.
Germany was amazing. I mean, in the morning they bring you a tray of the heaviest breakfast. All this salami and bologna and bread and all this heavy food in the morning for breakfast, and you'd leave your. I mean, it was these little. Austria was very nice too. Very clean.
Yeah.
Very clean. But American hotels are kind of funny sometimes. They're either really good, or they're very marginal. Like, do you ever look under the bed in a Holiday Inn, under the bed?
No. Why? What did you find?
Oh, I don't want to. It's too close. People are eating dinner and drinking beer right now, so I don't want to. There's a few.
I went to a motel down in Jacksonville, Florida, and was going fishing with some friends the next day. They were standing in the damn bed when I pulled the sheets back. Obviously, they didn't even wipe the bed down. They didn't even change the sheets or anything.
What was in the bed? What was in the bed?
There was sand in the damn bed.
Sand?
Oh, no.
I'd been to the beach earlier, came in, and I pulled the sheets back to go to bed, and there was sand in the damn bed. I had to pull the sheets off and shake them out and put them back together.
Oh my gosh.
Oh God.
Well, it was not a 5-star hotel on the beach either, but
it doesn't. That's no excuse for a hotel to be dirty. I'm sorry.
Not.
I don't care what Claudia and I, when we go back and forth from Colorado to San Diego, and when we drive 600 miles, we cross the border from Arizona into Nevada. And right there on the border are these great casinos, the Mesquite Casino, Virgin River, Mesquite, Nevada. And we stay I'll tell you what, it is the cleanest, nicest. It's like $35 a night. And it's the nicest, cleanest room. And then you go inside the casino and they got these buffet. Every night they have a different buffet, seafood night, prime rib night, Italian night. And it's like $25 a person for tremendous amount of food. Buffets scare me because I'm always trying to watch what I eat and everything. And when I get, is anybody here addicted to buffets?
I avoid them. I avoid them for that reason, because it's too easy to overeat when you're there. Everything's unlimited. So it's really tempting.
Yeah, so I love Las Vegas buffets.
Oh yes, Randy, what did you say? I'm sorry.
Do you have Golden Corral where you are?
In San Diego we have them, don't we?
Yes, we do.
They're all over the place here, and for like $10, $12, $15, you go in there and eat and eat and eat and eat, and then you can get dessert and eat and eat.
Yeah,
it's really. I once or twice a year is all I allow myself.
Yeah.
Alex, have you been to the Las Vegas buffets or the Caesar's Palace buffet? is amazing. I'm so old. How old are you? I am so old. I remember when Las Vegas buffets were free. To
Yeah.
get you
Yeah, I
into the
remember that.
casino. Do you remember
Wow.
that, Randy?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Does anyone here remember that? The actual buffets were free.
Wow.
And I don't know, somewhere around 20, 30, 25 years ago, they started changing them and upscaling them. The Caesar's Palace buffet is amazing, though. Which one did you go to, Alex?
I like the Paris one.
Oh, the Paris is
Oh,
good.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like $50 now.
That's
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of Las Vegas, here's a kind of a little bit of a different question, but does anyone know about setting up an LLC or a Nevada corporation? Does anyone know anything about that?
yeah, they're cheap and they're easy to do. They're wonderful.
Okay.
They're
Okay.
wonderful.
And
Yeah,
that's a good.
I got a Wyoming. I got a Colorado.
Okay.
And they're just as easy to set up and
I
cheaper.
have a Delaware one.
Okay.
Delaware Corporation. I figured if it's good enough for Exxon and Shell and
Joe Biden.
and
So
Joe
what's the main
Biden,
difference? Why would someone go with Nevada or Delaware? What's the main difference between those two?
Cheap. They're
Go ahead,
cheaper.
Alex.
Just cheaper to set up.
Yeah, let me ask that because I've got a couple here. I've got one in Florida and a couple in Georgia.
Yeah.
What's the advantage in to you using Delaware or Nevada?
Yeah, I'd like to know that too. I don't know the answer. Do you know, Claude?
I like Delaware because it believes in the privacy and sanctity of the corporate entity. I have an S corporation in Delaware.
What does that cost you per year?
I think about $300 a year.
Okay, because California is very expensive for franchise tax. It's $800 a year. So I think when I sell the property that I have in the California corporation, I'm gonna get a Nevada corporation.
I love California. I have good friends there. I love the weather and the environment and the culture and everything.
Yes.
But I separated my company 25 years ago from everything connected to California, and I've been there over 35 years. I moved.
Very expensive.
I moved everything to Colorado. They chased me out. You know how they're chasing out people today?
Yeah.
They chased me out 25 years ago.
Yeah, I left California in 1980. But yeah, now to renew my LLC here in Georgia is $50 a year.
Wow, that's amazing. That's so crazy. Is there like a website to read about what states are better? Like my fiance and I are probably going to relocate in Nevada after he retires next year.
Do it in Nevada then.
Okay, so it's best to go with the state that you live in. I know there's no income tax in Nevada,
You
right?
don't have to. You don't have to, but Nevada's a really good state. I always thought the biggest mistake financially that I ever made. I speak about this often. Both my children went to University of Wyoming. They're homeschooled. Both my kids are homeschooled. They both got scholarships, partial scholarships to University of Wyoming. And my daughter is 4 years older than my son. I should have bought real estate in Wyoming. It's the dumbest thing. I beat myself up over this. I should have established residency. I should have bought real estate in Wyoming. Tell me why.
Jackson's Hole, right? It's state tax free. Jackson's Hole is beautiful.
No state tax.
No state tax.
They mind their own business. Wyoming is a huge, beautiful state, and I don't think it has more than 300,000-400,000. I don't think it doesn't have any population there to spend. No, I take it back. I think it's 1.5 million people for the whole state.
But there's no big city.
I thought it was 700,000 anyway.
What was that?
I thought Wyoming was 700,000 or 800,000, somewhere in there.
You might be right. It's not much. My kids went to school in Laramie, which was great. It was 2.5 hours here from Winter Park, Colorado, so we could visit them and stuff like that. Alex, you were talking about Wyoming before.
Yeah, I have 2 LLCs in Wyoming. I pay like $100 to renew the license. And
give us the why.
Because you mentioned it. It was a real private state. They mind their own business, and it's really easy to set it up.
Okay.
And no state income tax, right? Or I'm
going to do that because Georgia's at 6%.
We're writing a healthy check to the state of Colorado here, and these states are starting to creep up their state income tax. Little by little, they're real sneaky about it. They do it for a quarter point every couple of years, then another quarter point. Sales tax in Colorado is going up in these little towns now. In Winter Park, Colorado, our sales tax is 11.2% right now.
Wow.
Pardon me, that's a S-load of money. I mean, and they get it from the tourists. We get a lot of tourists through this town, and they pay for us. There's only 500 full-time residents here, and we get the benefit of the tens of thousands of tourists who come here and go to the restaurants and stay in the hotels and stuff. But I do business here, so when I get to rent a car or lease a car or something like that, you cannot believe the tax I have to pay.
And you have to weigh that against things like also property tax can be like, if there might be no income tax, state income tax, but then the property tax is higher and things like that too, right?
Yeah. Another stupid state, New Jersey. I love New Jersey. Claudia and I are from New Jersey, but the property tax are equal to the mortgage. I mean, it's
wow.
The property taxes in the Northeast are nuts. Carrie, what's the property tax? I believe is pretty reasonable in North Carolina, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, our properties are like $400, $500, $600 a year. I mean, it's real minimal. Yeah, I mean,
in New Jersey, I mean, I know people paying more on their property tax than on their mortgages now.
Wow.
I had a house in Florida, and I was paying more on my property tax than I was on my mortgage also.
Yeah, it's nuts. And they're cheap. Here's the thing that the dopey politicians don't get. People love their states that they're born in, they went to school in, they're working in, and then when they get ready to retire, and people retire young nowadays, okay? Guess what they do? Guess what? They move.
Yeah.
And you're seeing this cultural shift right now. People are moving to I have friends leaving California, they're moving to Idaho, Montana, Colorado. They're moving to different states. Florida.
Texas and Florida a lot, yeah.
Florida and Texas are Mecca right now.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Carrie lives in North Carolina. North Carolina is very reasonable still, isn't it?
Yeah.
Isn't it, Carrie?
Yeah. Very much so. Cost of living is very low. Taxes are low. A lot of people coming in, and it makes property real easy to buy. Because the insurance is not that much, the homeowners rental property and insurance is not that much.
So we're seeing people working from home now.
Yeah.
And you can live anywhere you want, okay, for a lot of different jobs. So if you can live anywhere you want, why do you want to pay high New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, Pennsylvania taxes when you can live in a Florida, a Texas, a Montana, where they all have Wi-Fi now? And you get to keep more of your money, and pay a lot less for housing.
Yeah, absolutely. Anybody know this one?
Yeah, we were talking about that. How did you get that?
On my refrigerator. Is that the hot one you're talking about?
Yeah, crack that open and tell us.
We're going to try it then.
It's is it pronounced chilada?
Chilada, yeah.
And a chilada is basically, Alex, tell us again what a chilada is.
That's michelada.
Michelada.
Yeah, I can definitely taste the tomato already.
Do you got to shake that up a little, or?
And I ain't shaking up beer, Claude. I'm older than you are. I know better.
Okay.
I may be the only person around that's older than you are, but I know better to shake beer.
Tell us about it.
It's a Michelob, or what is it?
Yeah, hold it up by the camera. Hold it up close.
Modelo.
Modelo chilada. Michelada.
Yeah, chilada. They call it chilada.
What's the difference between michelada and chilada?
None. It's just their version.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty tasty. Yeah.
Is it kind of like a Bloody Mary beer?
A little bit. Because I can definitely taste the tomato in it.
Can you taste the clam and the lime and
I don't taste any clam, which is good because I'm not a big fan of clam.
Oh, I love clam.
But I can definitely taste the tomato, maybe a hint of lime, but I've only hit it a couple of times, so Yeah, let me work on it.
And
Is it-
next Saturday is Michelada with Michelada with Claude night.
Maybe the more you
Yeah,
drink,
that
the
is real
better it
tasty.
tastes, right? And just like the more you drink, the better I look.
Honey, you always look good, whether I drink or not.
Yeah, yeah. You're not in that category.
Oh.
You're eye candy, honey.
Oh. Well,
Flirting is allowed.
cheers to that. Cheers to that.
Flirting is allowed on Beer with Claude.
Yes.
Well, since I'm only 3,000 miles apart, I'm allowed, you know.
Yeah. What I love about this, we can talk to people in so many different places all on the same platform. It's really fun. Different weather, get all the local, news and favorite beers and all the rest of it. It's really fun.
I wanted a platform that was a little bit more relaxed. We can talk about food, beer, things like that. Just have fun.
Yeah.
I think we need that in these COVID times.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, God, the highlight of my week is going to the supermarket with Claudia and seeing a friend in the dog food aisle or something.
Like an actual real social connection.
Yeah.
I don't know how it is where y'all are, but we're a civilized state here in Georgia. Our governor was the first one to open up the state. You don't have to have masks to go in anywhere. There are a few places that require, private business can require it, but states, no state offices require it.
Wow.
It's like living in civilized areas again,
Yeah.
Well,
I'm not convinced those masks really do very much. Most
don't
people
do anything.
don't wear them correctly.
They don't do anything.
Anyway, because they're uncomfortable, so they pull them off their nose or whatever. And
y'all are out in California. You have gnats there. Little tiny biting gnats. I said, you're out in California. You have those little tiny biting gnats there. Gnats.
The gnats?
Like no CMs?
The mass COVID is like trying to stop gnats coming through with chain link fence.
Yeah, exactly. I know. I mean, I'm in California right now, but I spend a lot of time in Huntsville, Alabama. They're much more relaxed about masks as well.
are you in San Diego proper or up county?
I'm in Vista right now, staying with a friend in Vista for this trip.
You have to go to my favorite restaurant in the world. My favorite.
Okay.
No, it's a dive. It's not a restaurant.
Oh, I love dives.
It's a dive.
I do. They're the best food sometimes. What's the name? I'm going to write it down.
It's the best place. You like seafood?
I love seafood.
It's a dive. It's a little 600, 700 square foot place, wooden tables.
Perfect.
And it's called Blue Water Seafood Market and Grill.
Okay. Oh, it sounds
all
amazing.
they serve is what's caught that morning. The boat.
Oh, wow. What city is it in?
It's in Little Italy on India Street.
Okay. Wow.
And and there's always a line. You always got to wait 15 to 35 minutes.
Okay.
And you either get a sandwich, a plate, and they just take whatever they caught that day.
What is it called?
Nice.
It's called Blue Water Seafood Market and Grill.
I've been there.
I'm gonna write it down.
Who's the guy? Help me out. The guy from Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives. Guy
Rivia.
Yeah. Guy went there. He loved it. There's a YouTube video on it. It's a little hole-in-the-wall dive, though. It's you look at it, you think you're breaking and entering to someone's house. Okay.
Oh, neat.
And it's the best food. Claudia and I go there. We'll split we'll get a big pot of Chiapino, or we'll get oysters if they're fresh. They're in season on the half shell. Or you can get a sandwich with shrimp and scallops. Is everyone getting hungry yet?
Oh.
I'm gonna go eat dinner pretty soon.
Yeah. and they have local beer on tap. And you go in there and you wait online, and you have the best meal for $25 for two people.
Wow.
I
And like beautiful fresh seafood.
Oh yes, it's so good.
Such a treat. Such a treat.
Yeah. You order like 3, 4 different things. You can run up your bill. on the low side, it's 25. I've gone there and spent $100 because I want this, I want that, I want to try everything. And if you went to a normal restaurant, it would be 3 times as much money.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
I stopped and got a burger the other day, and it cost me $16.11 for a burger and fries and a sweet tea. And of course, I give them a tip, and it's $20 right out the door. So if you can get 2 meals for $24, hell yeah.
And it's going to go up. We have a Wendy's in town. On the billboard, it says $19 and help wanted, $19 an hour to start. So how are they going to sell you that $1.99 McBurger? Those days are gone, man.
Well, I tell you, after the stock market yesterday, woo! I mean, we're all going to be pinching the belt in a little bit too.
Ooh, what happened?
We're real estate people, and so I think we won't get as hard hit.
Yeah, the stock market dropped like 450 points, and NASDAQ 300 points or something.
That's not so bad. That's not that.
Do you think we're going into a bear market? Does anyone think we're going into a bear market for the next year or two?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay, good.
Let me ask a question before I answer that. Why did the market drop? There was something that happened in the news, probably, right?
Well, interest rates went up, right?
Oh, well, God, we've been saying that for 5 months now, that interest rates are going to go up.
Yeah.
They have to go up. Go ahead, Alex.
Inflation hit 7%.
Okay.
It has been, and it's probably higher than that, actually.
I agree.
Last year.
I agree with Randy. I bet you it's closer to 7.5% to 8% because the government statistics are woefully behind. The stock market reacts quicker than the government or anybody else.
Okay.
We've been talking about this since last year. Well, and it scares me because I've gone through inflationary periods.
Yeah.
And every time
I just saw the reality on my platform, yesterday. It's like, oh wow, wow, that's a lot.
Guess what happens? Guess what happens to the economy when people, every time they go to the store, their Michelada or whatever cost 50 cents more. Okay. They go to the restaurant, and instead of $25, it's $35, $37 now.
Yep.
Guess what happens to spending when people go, every time they go to buy something, it costs more and more and more.
They buy less, right? They buy less.
They buy less. They don't take vacations. They don't buy as many cars. They slow down on the real estate, even though real estate's still going up. Real estate's going to slow down because interest rates are going up
soon.
Yeah, it's a rubber band. You're pulling it too far. If you pull it too far, what happens? It snaps.
Yeah. Well, Claude, you're old. Do you remember back in the late 80s, late 70s? You remember when inflation was 23, 24, 25%, and
Jimmy Carter,
you couldn't buy a house. You couldn't buy a house. They were going up so damn fast. The only way you could buy a house, and I was stupid back then, didn't know, would be a lease option or an owner finance. I mean, you go to the bank, and I mean, I had money and good credit, but I got them. They were gone before you could get one.
Yeah. Mortgage rates have got to go up because I didn't know the interest rates went up. Thank you, Jessica.
I think so. I think didn't they actually adjust? Or
they did, but not a whole lot, thank God. But they're going to go up about 3 or 4 times this year.
Oh,
yeah,
sure.
That's what I heard too.
And you're going to see people aren't going to take vacations. They're not going to buy big screen TVs. They're not going to buy cars. They're not going to go out to dinner as much.
Yeah.
And this is the restaurants and so many industries have suffered so badly with this COVID for 2 years now.
I know.
Okay. And now we're going into this inflationary period. And why? Why are we going into inflation? Because, government's spending, they're printing too much money.
Yeah.
They're spending too much printing. I'm not going to get political. Don't worry.
Yeah.
But inflation is not healthy it's not healthy for the American family.
Now, I don't know how true this is, but I read that 25 or 30% of all the money that's ever been printed in this country was printed in the last year. So
that was
inflation
with all those stimulus checks that they were sending out.
Oh gosh, yeah.
How can you not have inflation when they're printing money like there's no tomorrow?
I know.
And then they were doing the unemployment and then the child tax credit. They were still
quantitative easing.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Go back
in California, I heard they're giving like college money to undocumented workers and like
Yes.
their families and stuff.
Yep.
We're just handing out grants or whatever it's called here to them, to everyone, including undocumented workers, which, gosh, I don't know.
That's California.
Yeah.
I think California, I love California, by the way.
Yeah,
And,
I do too.
California should be its own country. It's equal to France or Germany in total gross national product.
That's right. Yeah.
But I think they're bankrupt. I think they're just spending
Oh,
more
absolutely.
money. Yeah. I
Yeah.
think they're taking they're spending more money and they're chasing. I mean, what did I hear? Even I know Tesla's leaving for I heard Facebook, Silicon Valley up north.
Mm.
I heard Facebook, which has changed its name to Meta.
Meta.
And they
Yeah.
and they're moving a lot of their stuff to Texas now. And you got to ask
Mm.
yourself, why is a very liberal, very for-profit company making big, digital changes now? Why are they going to Texas?
Because it's too expensive in California.
Yeah, they can.
Well,
Make
if I had extra money, I'd be buying property, raw land around Austin, Texas, all I could get my hands on.
You're too late.
Yeah, probably.
There is nothing left. Austin, Texas has zero inventory.
Mm.
I don't doubt that a bit.
It's an amazing. They were on. I think it was on 60 Minutes a couple months ago
Mm.
about Texas and Florida. They're doing something right in those states.
Hey Randy, what's the cost of gas over there right now?
I paid, and God, it's up. When Trump was in, I was $1.79 or $1.89. I'm up right now. It's like about $3.09, $3.19, depending on where you go.
It's $6.99 in
It was
LA.
higher, but it's dropped down about 10 cents.
$6.99 in LA.
I was at the pump
Yeah.
yesterday. I was at the pump yesterday in Florida. I was filling up 93. It was $5.99 in Florida.
Oh,
What?
$5.99 a gallon.
wow. Which
Yeah.
part of Florida?
It's in West Palm Beach.
Okay.
Okay, you're in a really nice area. That's crazy, though. I didn't.
Yeah.
A lot of that's local taxes because Florida typically is about 30 cents higher than Georgia. It's not. I mean, I'm from Florida. I was born and raised in Clearwater, Florida, St. Pete, Tampa area,
Mm.
and typically Florida prices are about 30 cents more a gallon than Georgia.
Mm.
Yeah,
I couldn't believe it when I heard it yesterday. It's $6.99 in LA. It's
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yeah, I was reading somewhere up in up around what's the big lake up there? Starts with a T.
Oh,
Tahoe. Yeah, somewhere up around Tahoe was like $7.49 a gallon.
Oh my gosh.
wow.
Uh-oh.
horses.
How much of that is local taxes too? But yeah, California slams you on taxes. I moved out of there in 1980.
Yeah. Hey, does anyone, speaking of Tahoe, because we were thinking about maybe getting a place in Tahoe, but it just seems to be so expensive. But what about Carson City? Does anyone know about Carson City compared to Tahoe?
I don't know comparisons. Now, I had a friend of mine had a place up in Canes Canyon National Forest, and it was beautiful up there.
Oh, that sounds nice. Claude, do you know Carson City at all?
I know
Yeah,
of it because I've
it's
skied
to Reno.
up there.
Close to Reno, and
Close to
not
Reno.
far from Tahoe.
And
Yeah.
Reno has exploded.
yeah, Reno's
Yeah.
nice.
Big. I'm thinking of all my negatives today. One of the biggest real estate mistakes I ever made was not buying in a little town between Tahoe, North Star, the ski areas, and Reno. It was a little town, little sleepy town,
Mm.
and I liked it. I love little sleepy towns that are kind of on the periphery of exciting places. It's called Truckee, California.
Oh yeah, Truckee.
Truckee exploded. It's
Oh.
Truckee used to be a little sleepy, dog sleep in the middle of the street kind of town, and it exploded.
Oh.
I love these little places that you find, that you want to. I remember another place, Ruidoso, New Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
It's near Alamogordo, and it was a little town. on a river, cute little town with the little knickknack stores and everything. Had a ski area, had gambling, an Indian reservation. It's not far from El Paso, and you could get 5 acres for $25,000.
Wow.
And I said, "Oh, why didn't I?" Oh, these "I told you so" properties.
Yeah.
You are really going to like this beer next week.
I'm gonna. Okay, good. I hope so. I like Bloody
Quite
Mary.
tasty. Quite tasty.
I like Bloody Marys.
Yeah, I love that too. If I have a drink on the airplane, for some reason I'd like to have that on the airplane. Bloody Mary.
Can you get drinks on airplanes yet?
Well, they just give you soft drinks right now, unless you're
Yeah,
flying.
yeah. Can you
know,
get?
business
Have they
class.
opened up the bar yet on airplanes?
I don't know. I haven't flown business class for a while. I tend to be in coach right now.
They serve drinks in coach.
Yeah, but
But
you have to pay for them.
when I fly, I like Southwest Airlines because they're on time. That's all I want.
Yeah.
And they haven't served drinks there in a year or more.
Yeah.
Too many crazy people on airlines lately.
And well, it's also because of COVID. I think, they don't want to spread to people. I don't know, but that's what I thought it might have been. They don't serve drinks unless they have to because of all the, transmission of COVID.
Well, they serve Coke and Pepsi and stuff.
Yeah, yeah, they are getting back to that now, but for a while they weren't even serving drinks or snacks for a while.
We have a friend, and her friend flew in here to Colorado to go skiing and visit with her dog, took it on the plane, no problem. And she went back to the airport, DIA. They wouldn't let her they wouldn't let her through with the dog. They banned it. Have you heard about this now where they're restricting the animals again?
Oh.
Because they got COVID?
I don't know. I don't know. I just heard it last night. She couldn't get it back on the airplane.
Oh.
She flew with her dog, and now they're restricting animals on some flights.
Claude, I got a question for you. Are you gonna be using the StreamYard on Monday or
No?
No. Okay.
Monday will be regular Zoom.
All right.
Okay.
I'm using StreamYard because, believe it or not, we're rebroadcasting this fascinating conversation on Facebook and Twitter and Twitch.
Oh. So this is going to be. Oh, I didn't know.
Why do I do that? And I did a great video. Go to YouTube if you guys follow me on YouTube. I was interviewed for a podcast on Thursday. I recorded it and I just uploaded it this morning on marketing, attraction marketing. And it was a really good interview. I had 2 or 3 cups of coffee. I was on fire. And I talked about, the marketing and attracting good quality leads. Talk about Carrie Kennedy. Talk about how you get your leads for all those great deals you talk about.
Okay. Well, most of the time, I'm getting them from real estate agents. They bring me the deals. I have different real estate agents for different counties that I invest in. I don't do a lot of social media or postcards. I used to do all that, and I just wasted a lot of money. But mainly, I just have the realtors bring them to me.
How do you? I'm going to ask you a loaded question. How do you find the right realtor?
It takes a lot of phone calls and asking and seeing what their experience is, how long they've been in the business, if they invest themselves, if they know what I'm particularly looking for. I'm not a retail buyer.
I love that you're getting other people to work for you that you're not paying upfront money to.
Yeah.
And they're doing the running around, they're doing the appraisals, they're getting you the hard MLS information and everything. I think that's brilliant.
Right. I mean, it works a lot faster, and I'm looking at the right properties, dealing with the right sellers, and it just seems to work a lot better.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's great. And it doesn't cost you anything.
No.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
I don't think you could find that in San Diego.
I finally found a good agent through this is how I found my agent. She's the wife of a very good friend of mine, a long-standing friend who does really good ethical business. And all of a sudden I thought, had a deal that I had to do, and I thought, oh, I know who I can call. And it's worked out so well, and now I'm truly spoiled because she really is the best.
That's
She
great.
bring you
Tristel
deals?
is her name if anyone wants to know, and she doesn't pay me to say that, but she's the best really that I've ever had.
What'd she
And-
got? Okay.
Hey, look who just joined. Ben, have you been hiding in the background all this time, or you just popped in?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I have a few minutes late, but I've been following since the first Chilada conversation.
Okay, I just saw you. I apologize if I kept you in the holding tank there for a while.
We got 1 minute left.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, I think it's time for me to go, guys.
I'm
Yeah.
following along.
Alex, before you go, give us the San Diego real estate report.
They're still
Well,
very low inventory.
Yeah,
One minute.
prices are still up.
Yeah, still
Very
up
much.
and going up. Yeah, I don't see
Yeah.
any time this year going down yet.
I agree with you. How about the inventory?
Low
Yeah,
inventory,
very low. No, almost no inventory.
How
Lower
fast?
than last year, I think.
How fast do properties turn over when they're listed?
They're still like you sell a house in 3 days.
Fast.
Really?
Or less. 20
Yeah.
days, I think, is the average. I have a little report. I'd have to read it, but I think it's like the average is 20 days right now or something.
Yeah, could be. Yeah,
Yeah. It's
How about
really
the
low.
outskirt areas, the vistas, the
yeah. There is no outskirt areas right now.
I'm gonna make a joke. Poway, it's Poway. Escondido,
Poway.
Vista. Oh my gosh, all the more inland areas.
Mm.
And there's still. I
Poway,
mean,
as you say,
you
is
ever
really
Julian?
expensive.
Julian has no inventory. I mean, like, and that's out as outskirt as you can get.
Well, Julian is like a mecca for apple pie. My God.
Yeah, there's nothing. I mean, I haven't. I mean,
Tell everybody about Julian. It's really a unique little town.
a little town. It's based just an apple pie street.
It's apple pies. All it is
Yeah.
all these little stores that make homemade apple pies.
Yeah, it's
It's
great.
a little, is it a little
and
bit
it
of a
snows.
higher altitude so it gets snow a bit more easily? Yeah.
it gets snow. So
It's
Pretty there.
yeah, everybody, especially when it gets cold, everybody loves to go up and get their hot apple pie with their coffee.
Yeah.
It's like leaving California and you drive an hour and 20, 30 minutes, and you're all of a sudden in Vermont.
Yeah.
You're in this little cute country mountain town. It's amazing. How about further inland? Indio. Are people moving further and further away because of the prices? Or
Yes.
I don't even know where the people were going, to be honest.
Borrego Desert. is-
I know for rents, people are moving to Tijuana.
Mm.
Hundreds of people are moving to Tijuana every day because it's
Wow.
half the price of rent.
wow.
Like Borrego Desert is 110 or 120 in the summer, is really on fire property wise right now, even in,
Beautiful there, though.
California and San Diego.
Borrego Springs. We go there after a rain, but the whole desert bloom thing.
Yeah.
It's Borrego Springs is beautiful. California's really weird. You got the ocean, you've got a little bit inland. It gets a little warmer. Then you go further inland, it's desert, and then it's mountains. It's ski country and stuff.
That's great.
It's a really funny. It's so eclectic.
I love it. It's got so much diversity in a small area. And
It
if you've
really-
never been to the Slot Canyons close to Borrego Desert, Borrego Springs, the Slot Canyons is like a mini Grand Canyon, and it's really amazing. Just have to remember certain times of year, the water, if there's rain, it can flood those canyons quickly, and you got to be very careful if you're hiking at that time of year. And it's absolutely beautiful,
Yeah.
gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
So
California is wonderful as long as you don't get involved in the politics, right?
yes, exactly.
California would be perfect except for the politics. I used to live there and loved it, but it got too crazy.
Yeah.
I love California. It's just such an exciting place to go back to. When you're in the mountains here with all this snow and everything, and then we leave here and we go, and it's like 75 degrees in February, and it's all these restaurants and the warm weather. It's like stepping out of winter and going back into summer.
Yeah.
It's without the humidity and everything.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's still a unique geographic place.
Mhm. Definitely.
Just
I'll
don't
see you
break-
guys on Monday.
Yeah.
Have a wonderful weekend. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us and teaching us all about Michelada
Yeah. We'll do a Michelada next Saturday.
and everything like that. Ben, I'm going to give you the last word because you just jumped in here. We just got you in here. Did you have a question or anything you wanted to share? We can't hear you, Ben. No sound. Oh no. We
Do
lost.
sign language.
Well, anyway, Ben.
All right.
Oh wait, I think it
Live
works
long and
now.
prosper.
Oh, I have a quick question.
How about that?
I have a quick question. I got stung with a damn hornet last night on
Oh,
my fingertip. What do you do for that?
Ice.
histamine. Take antihistamine.
Oh, wait.
I mean, I got all that stuff, but it's
Put
swollen and it's itchy.
ice.
And it just itches like hell.
Get a Ziploc bag. Oh, wait. Hold that can of chelada really hard. Just hold it with your fingers.
Oh,
and
okay.
there you go.
Keep drinking, and eventually you won't feel anything.
Yeah. Keep drinking your
I
chelada,
appreciate that.
and you'll be great. You guys are so great. Thank you for joining Beer with Claude. We had a lot of fun tonight. We talked about, gosh, just about everything. We've solved all the problems of the world, I think. Every darn problem. Ben, I hope you get your audio fixed by Monday. Unfortunately, we can't hear you tonight. Maybe it's on my end. Hold on a second. Try now. No, I can't. I'm trying to manually unmute you and I can't do it. Sorry about that. Everybody have a wonderful, safe weekend. You guys take care. You're wonderful people. I always enjoy meeting with you and getting the wealth of all your intelligence and information and everything. And I always leave smiling. Thank you so much. Have a great weekend.
Have a great weekend. Thank you,
Take care,
everybody.
everybody.
See you Monday.
Have a great
now
night.
his audio works. What happened?
Yeah.
All of a sudden it
Got
works
it.
now, Ben.
Yeah.
I'll let you end.
Yeah, I'm not going to keep everybody.
Oh, it's okay.
I was in Folsom, California last weekend. There's no inventory. The people of Folsom, the values are up. So those who have been there forever are sitting pretty. The newcomers are well moneyed. It's ridiculous, but it's beautiful there. A lovely breakfast place. It's that breakfast place that you dream of on the weekend, right? And it's like none of this has ever been there. There was food aplenty, and you ask for extra butter, and they bring it on a saucer with a doily, and everybody's smiling, and there's a hot sauce bar, and it was I felt like a throwback to, I don't know, 20
Sing us
years
that
ago,
Johnny
you know?
Cash song about Folsom.
the Folsom
I'm stuck in
Prison
Folsom
Blues.
prison, and time keeps dragging on.
Yeah, that's the one.
Guys, I
A lot
gotta
of Johnny Cash
zoom
pride.
out here. Have a great weekend. I'll see you Monday morning.
Take care, everybody. See you
Bye
Monday.
now.
All right,
Bye-bye.
Monday.